Hello students, I am Utkarsh Suryavanshi, Assistant Professor at AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, Pune. Welcome to the another session of Environmental Science. In this session, we are going to learn about forest ecosystem. So let us understand the objectives of the session. First, types of forest ecosystem. Second, the functions of forest ecosystem. And last will be the summary of the entire topic. So let us begin by looking at the various types of forest ecosystem. First one is tropical forest ecosystem. Second, temperate forest ecosystem. Third, boreal forest ecosystem, and fourth, savanna forest ecosystem. Let us go through the first one, which is tropical forest ecosystem. Tropical forest, as the name suggests, also known as tropical rainforest. It receives almost 100 inches of rain every year, and it has a wide variety of species among all other types of forest ecosystem. Tropical forests are usually found in latitude between 23.5 degree north and 23.5 degrees south. The temperature which is generally recorded in tropical forest is between 68 degree to 78 degree Fahrenheit. Heavy rainfall in the tropical forest lead to poor quality of soil due to the lack of nutrients. High level rainfall throughout the year causes leaching of soil nutrients. If you take a look at the vegetation of tropical rainforest, mostly it will include broadleaf trees that are very tall, about 80 to 115 feet height. Due to dense canopy, the sun finds it quite tough to reach the forest floor. The tropical forest is a home for millions of animals that include a massive variety of birds, mammals, amphibians, reptiles, etc. Here you can find almost half of the species of animal that lived on the earth. The tropical forest ecosystem is further subdivided into different categories on the type of rainfall they receive. So let us understand the tropical forest system in subclassification. The first one is evergreen forest. Second, seasonal forest. Third, dry forest. Fourth, mountain forest. Fifth, subtropical forest. And sixth, tropical and subtropical coniferous forest. First one, evergreen forest. Tropical evergreen forests are generally also called rainforest. It is one of the largest single forest biome in the world. The evergreen forest receives heavy year-round rainfall with no dry season. Rainfall is generally greater than about 1500 mm per year, and it has a very relative humidity also. As the definition suggests, they lie within the tropics in the areas where air temperature are relatively high, for example 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. The large difference in climate and parent material have a pronounced impact on the structure and function of tropical forest. Second, seasonal forest. A tropical seasonal forest is found in areas with a dry season. Seasonal forest host evergreen flora with a short time dry season. During the dry season, there is some defoliation to which it is determined by the severity of moisture shortage. The forest structure is also simpler than as compared to the rainforest, due to the fewer tree strata and fewer herbaceous plant as well. Some of the tree species drop all of their leaves during the dry season, which is a very distinguishing feature of a seasonal tropical forest. The popular example of tropical seasonal forests are Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam in Southeast Asia. Third one, dry forest. Tropical dry forests have a very long dry season followed by a very heavy rainfall as well. Tropical dry forests are found between 10 degree to 25 degree latitude and often found in the north and south of world's tropical rainforest. If you take a look at the dry season, it lasts for 6 to more months of the year. The trees usually shed their leaves during the dry season, and the leaves came into existence at the start of rainy season as well. The structure and composition of tropical dry forests depend upon the amount of rain it receives and the region it belongs to. Popularly, it can be found in India, Mexico, Eastern America, Northern Australia, and Africa. Next one is subtropical forest. Subtropical rainforests are the rainforests that have traits of both tropical and temperate rainforest. They feature thick vegetation that reaches a couple of feet above the ground, which makes it very difficult to navigate through the forest. The subtropical forest is home to more than half of the world plant and animal species. They are usually found outside of the precise equatorial region. Central America, West Indies, India, Madagascar, mainland South Asia, and Philippines have all subtropical rainforest. Now let us look at the last point of this tropical forest, which is tropical and subtropical coniferous forest. What makes it different from other forests in the same segment? Tropical and subtropical conifer forests contain more than 200 species of conifers. The tropical area experiences low level of precipitation and moderate variability in temperature. In tropical and subtropical coniferous forests, the thick canopy blocks the light in a way that the floor does not present an abundant underbrush. The tropical and subtropical coniferous forests are predominantly found in North and Central America. Mexico has the world's largest and richest and most complex subtropical coniferous forest in the entire world. Now let's move on to the second part of the session, which is temperate forest ecosystem. what makes it different from the tropical forest ecosystem. Temperate forests are usually found in North America, Eurasia, Japan, etc. Temperate forests receive less rainfall as compared to the tropical forest, which is approximately 30 to 60 inches every year. Unlike tropical forest, temperate forests experience all the 4 seasons with variation in temperature. The winters in the temperate forest quite often experience the temperature below freezing point, and in summers the temperature becomes relatively very high with a very high level of humidity as well. The soil of temperate forest is rich in organic matter that allows a huge variety of vegetation to grow in the temperate forest. The temperate forests provide natural habitat to many animals such as squirrels, deer, black bears, raccoons, etc. The temperate forest ecosystem is further subdivided into 2 parts. First one, temperate deciduous forest. Second, temperate coniferous forest. So let us understand this classification in detail. First one, temperate deciduous forest. Temperate deciduous forest experience 4 specific seasons. It receives an annual rainfall between 30 to 60 inches. In winter, the temperate deciduous forest experience snowfall, which makes it very low in temperature. The soil of this forest is quite fertile. As a result, you will find a wide variety of vegetation in the temperate deciduous forest. For example, ferns, wildflowers, mosses, oak, birch, maple, etc. As far as the animal of temperate deciduous forest is concerned, you can find various animal species like red fox, woodpecker, cardinals, hawk, etc. Second will be temperate coniferous forest. The temperate coniferous forest ecosystem is usually found in coastal areas. Coniferous forest receives heavy rainfall throughout the year, which is approximately 50 to 200 inches. The floor of coniferous forest is mostly covered with a thick layer of decomposed matter. Temperate coniferous forest is covered with evergreen tall conifers. The most common plant species that are found in coniferous forests include cedar, Douglas fir, spruce, maple, cypress, pine, redwood, ferns, mosses, etc. The typical animal species found in these forests include deer, black bear, marbled murrelet, elk, marmot, spotted owl, etc. The third forest ecosystem is boreal forest ecosystem. The boreal forest ecosystem is also known as taiga forest and are generally found in Siberia, Northern Asia, Canada and Scandinavia. One of the main characteristics of the boreal forest is it experiences short summer and very long winter seasons. Boreal forest receives approximately 15 to 40 inches precipitation every year. It has a very dense canopy that hardly allows the sun to reach the forest surface. The animal found in the boreal forest ecosystem have a usually thick fur to protect them from a very long and cold winters. Some of the animals that lived in boreal forest are elk, wolverines, deer, wolves, etc. And the last forest ecosystem we are going to talk about is savanna forest ecosystem. Savannas are a type of grassland. They are flat with scattered and widely spaced trees. Savanna ecosystem is generally found in South America, Australia and Africa. Savanna forests are quite vulnerable to forest fire. On the other hand, it has characterized by the ability to regrow much faster as compared to the other forest ecosystem. If you take a look at the landscape of savanna forest ecosystem, it is covered with large areas of green land, bushes and cluster of feeble trees. Perhaps the best known savannas are the extensive plains of Africa. These tropical grasslands have both a wet season and a dry season. The functions of forest ecosystem. A forest is a highly organized system in which dominant elements are plants, in particular trees, forming a canopy cover and playing the role of its major constituent species, animals with their habitats. A great variety of life forms in the forest are linked with its multi-layered structure, which is a result of varying amount of sunlight reaching the understory layer. This has a very decisive impact on the distribution of species depending on the shade tolerance. The forest performs a great number of functions, both as a natural formation and as a product of skillful human activity. At the same time, many roles are either codependent or linked together, and they change in the time and space. The forest has three major functions. First one, protective function. The forest has a stabilizing effect on the natural environment, that is water circulation, precipitation, air circulation, temperature, microclimate, soil erosion prevention. It creates the condition which sustain the biodiversity and enhances the condition of agriculture production as well. Protective forests represent an essential factor in the risk reduction of natural hazard process like debris flood, rockfall events, avalanches, etc. Protective forests are in permanent interaction with soil and terrestrial ecosystem, habitat, landscape, water, atmosphere, environment, etc. The second function of forest ecosystem is productive function. As we all know, timber is obviously a basic raw material which comes from the forest, and it should be sourced carefully not to threaten its existence. The productive function of forest resource reflects the desires to maintain an ample and valuable supply of primary forest products. It also ensures that the production and harvesting are sustainable and do not seriously damage the future generations management options as well. Timber, wood fuel, food like berries, mushroom, edible plants, bushmeat, fodder and other non-wood forest products are harvested from the forest each and every year. Industrial roundwood and wood fuel are the most important products in terms of volume if you are talking about. The next function is social function. The forest creates an environment which are favorable to the health and recreation of society. It also enhances the labor market, strengthens the national defense, improves environmental awareness and culture of the society. Some of the popular example of social function would be recreation, tourism, education and conservation of sites with cultural and spiritual importance. About a third of countries and territories have reported that having a forest area designated for social service create a major impact on the economy as well. The area of forest that is set aside for such functions indicate to what extent this role of forest is taken into account by many developing and developed countries and their forest managers. Let us summarize this topic. In a simple layman's term, forest is a dense land covered with various plants and trees. There are three main types of forest, which is coniferous, deciduous and tropical rainforest. Forest ecosystems are divided based on the adequate rainfall it receives and the temperature it possesses. It is a home to many animals and basic needs are fulfilled such as wood, timber, medicinal plants and so on. Forest also helps in maintaining the oxygen levels and temperature levels of the atmosphere. It helps in preventing global warming. The water in the soil is absorbed by the plants through the roots. They release excess water into the atmosphere, which helps in occurrence of the rainfall as well. Forest ecosystem also prevent soil erosion and maintain the fertility of the soil. Thank you.